And this is part 2 of a series of 3 videos where we talk about this setup in details with new products. So you can check out the part 1 or part 3 if you're missing those sections. So in part 2, we are talking specifically about the VNAX M2 form factor from Virginia Diodes. It's super interesting. You know, usually you add the TXRX VNA frequency extenders are usually like in very long shape, and because originally they were thinking like going on the rails, you know, to approach the one side to the other and do an S11, S21, etc. From a guided rail. But when I talked to Virginia Diodes, and then we were talking about how do we adjust, you know, this form factor to the problems of 3D radiation pattern and over-the-air radiation pattern measurement. And then I come up with that awesome form factor that's called M2. It's the same basic performance as the oblong one. I mean, the long form factor is just more compact, and then it fits on the gimbal 4 300E V, where you can have everything. So the benefit of it is that traditionally, because of the size reduction, we were doing TX only, RX only on each side, right? And we didn't have the space in the chamber or on the positioner to fit a TX-RX on both sides. So to be able to do S11, S12, S21, S22 simultaneously over the air. So that was not doable before. But with this form factor, we can do it here, and that looks awesome, and that opens tons of possibilities. Now, this is specifically available for WR15, WR12, WR10, WR8, and WR6.5, which means in other words, we can talk about V-band, E-band, W-band, F-band, and D-band. So the full range, you go from 50 gigahertz all the way to 330 gigahertz. This form factor. So you have a setup like this one, and one day you have a project in D-band. You can use the M2 from Virginia Diodes and put them there. And then next you have a new program, a new project in F-band. You just switch those extenders and you keep the rest of the setup exactly the same. So it's a minimum investment for maximum return on the performance. So if you want to know more about those, of course, you contact Virginia Diodes directly. You can see them also at IMS. We'll be showcasing them also at IMS for the M2 awesome form factor that we are launching.